Yes. Yes. Welcome. Welcome here to another edition, another live stream here on the Chaos Rain Show. As you know, I am Chaos Rain here. As always, today, today, it is what I like to call open forum, open panel. And let me see, let me do this. And one thing is interesting. There was some interesting events that just come about. But before we begin, and I will drop a link for anyone that wants to come up. It's optional, but you don't have to. We have to do this for all the wonderful supporters here. Oh, sorry, I didn't do the right. Let me hit you off properly with that. You know me. It's like I said, we doing the unpaid version. But here we go.
Be knocking, y'all. The sonic rings up out of it, and you.
I'd like to thank Tevin King for the $20 super chat, and he writes support Black Male Media. As always, all we have is each other to support, and if we don't support enough, who will? Unfortunately. But thank you for the support, Tevin. And let me drop the link for those that would want to attend and maybe have this conversation, enjoy this discussion. Where is the link? Okay, let me find. Okay. Oh, before I do that, I forgot my manners. My apologies. The links to follow me are the above. You can follow me on Twitter at ChaosRain7. You can also add me in the friend on Facebook, Eric Green on Facebook. You could also join my Discord service as well. And become a member of the Chaos Rain Show as well. As you know, everything is the things I pin up, the support and the link to membership is in the pin on top. And you can find also in the description of this video too. And I don't want to forget, please join my Rumble page as well. Follow me on Rumble. CRain23 on Rumble. And what else? I think that's it. That's it. So what I'm about to do, I'm going to put the invite. Call line is now open. Is now open. Now, with this open forum, or what I like to call Enter the Chaos, I see some chaos brewing in the political realm in regards to the latest news. Shall we take a look at the news? Shall we? Because this just came about. And there is a New York Times too. But let's see if New York Times will be so kindly with me. Let me see if I'm able to watch it or read it. Let me see. I'm looking at this now. Looks like New York Times. And I would put the video, but right now, this was just sudden, guys. So, you know me, I like to show visuals for y'all, but for the sake of conversation, we're gonna knock this one out the way. And we got to. Let me check for anything else out here. Oh, good. All right. So let me stop the disc. Well, actually, I'll keep this score open. All right. So let's look at this. And we're gonna get into some F-read, but for the sake of conversation, we're gonna do this first. Because this is now the trend that just happened a few hours ago. As you know, there's a live update. Trump's guilty on all counts in hush money case. Like, they put the hush money, go, shh, don't talk, don't squeal. Keep us to ourselves. You know how most rich men, not just billionaires, but any man of any status, how they go about, just throw some money on the rug or near the dresser, or go as far as throw money under the table for to get some things done and accomplished. And as y'all guys watch, please hit the like button. Likes are free. I mean, as you know, this is a last minute in regards to this. So it says here Donald J. Trump, the former president of the presumptive 2024 Republican nominee, was convicted on 34 felonies count on falsified business records in a case stemming from a payment that silenced a porn star. So they got him on a Me Too and many other things. But the one thing that the first thing the article comes about is saying that they talk about he paid some chick that goes and does, for a living, suck dick and, ride cock. There's no cleaner way to say it, gentlemen. And I know there's a lot of men up here that's Republican based or what they call it, conservative, or that's cool. But let's notice, and they got your beloved president, they get him on that, which is kind of effed up, but they gotta get him somehow. They gotta find ways to get him. And really, truly, this is his own doing, unfortunately. And it was only a matter of time. So let's read more into this. And can this play? Let me see if this could play. I doubt it could play, but let's run it. They're playing some dumb ads. All right, let me scroll down. As you see here. And let me see if I can hear myself.
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here.
Our job is to follow the facts and the law without fear or favor. And that's exactly what we did here.
It's funny. It's very strange and funny that the strange thing about all this, guys, and hold on, that it was very rough on him in a way. I'm gonna go back to the picture in a second. That this was a long time coming. And as you know, I don't pick favorites of anything. I don't really say which side you should pick or vote is better for you. You should always know what is in your heart, what makes sense. And I think, well, most Americans, men, women, or whatever, that, in your best interest, you have to pick what is considered less of two evils. Now, me, if I'm more of a large person, I say evil's evil. You don't pick evil. It's better to pick the side good. But in the real world and in reality, you might have to pick a side. And the side you pick will not always be in your favor. But to let y'all know, don't think this is going to really stop what he's trying to do. I think this is going to embolden him to even get more people on his side while they give him a sentence on July the 11th. But what I found out, there's no rules under any law of America's Constitution, any rules inside if you are a convicted person or you lost a judgment and you might do time in jail, that you cannot run for a major election. Last time I checked. So it looks like everything is A-okay up to November the 5th. So by all means, it looks like Trump has to win this to avoid serious jail time. Let's read more into this. The former president's sentence is scheduled for July. Here's the latest. Donald J. Trump was convicted on Thursday of falsifying records to cover up a what they call scandal that threatened to derail his 2016 president campaign, capping an extraordinary trial that tested the resilience of American justice system and will reinvert into November's election. Mr. Trump was convicted on all 34 counts, falsifying business records by a jury of 12 New Yorkers who deliberated over 2 days to reach a decision in a case raffled with descriptions of secret deals, tabloid scandals, and an Oval Office packed with echoes of Watergate. The former president sat largely expressionless, a glum look on his face after the jury issued its verdict. The jury has spoken. Braggs speaks after guilty verdict. Okay. And this is the district attorney arrives in Manhattan criminal courts. Wait. Okay. One second, guys. I got a message. All right. If a woman, okay. All right. Sorry, guys. Now it looked like this is Alvin L. Braggs, Manhattan's district attorney, arrives Manhattan criminal courts where Donald J. Trump was on trial early this month, and the hassler of New York Times. In February 2022, 2 months into his tenure, the Manhattan district attorney Alvin L. Braggs made a monstrous decision. He would not pursue a criminal case against Donald J. Trump. He was criticized then for seeming to drop his office long-running investigation into the former president. He was criticized later that year when he appeared to have refocused the investigation on a hush money payment to a porn star who said she had intercourse in him. I'm not sure why the word PORN has an issue. Anyway, and this is him waving, and this is before he was going to go to court. I think everything's good. You notice most presidents or former presidents or businessmen, they always change color tie from blue to red. You ever notice that, guys? Anyhow, as I'm looking at, please, guys, the like button and share the stream. And let me see what I'm having here. I'm just looking at my studio right now. Make everything, all right, everything's good. Yeah. And I'm gonna read your comments in a second. Stay tuned. As the 12 juries enter into the courtroom, deliver the verdict against Donald J. Trump, 11 of them look ahead, but one looked in the direction of the defamed. At the moment, the jury knew what was about to happen to Mr. Trump. Did not. Ex-president felon candidate, 5 takeaways from Trump conviction. Let's see. Donald Trump convicted, born in the heat of the one president race, blah, blah. Yeah, we know that. It was an ending like no other for a trial like no other. A former American president found guilty. And before I continue, guys, if y'all notice, and this is me, I just noticed, this is some of a first in Americans' history in now roughly 248 years since America was established, that I never, or anybody in the history of America, seen something like this. Like literally seen something like this. And we never think this would happen in our lifetime, to see presidents were doing criminal crimes where they were convicted while running for election. Mind you, running for election. This is a first, and I think this will be the last, roughly. All right. And as I'm looking at some things now, I might have to lower this because this thing annoying. Hold on. Let's see. Where is it? Okay. All right, let's continue. Okay, I was just saying some things. All right. The conviction of Donald Trump read out loud shortly after 5 p.m. So this was confirmed. Let me see what time it is. 5 hours ago. Yeah, roughly 5 hours ago. The jury foreman, as the former president sat just feet away, ending months of legal maneuvering, weeks of testimony, days of deliberation, and several nervous minutes after the jury enters the Manhattan courtroom. And as Robert E. Kennedy echoes, Trump called the Manhattan case politically motivated. The independent president candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. criticized the Manhattan District Attorney prosecution of former President Donald J. Trump shortly after it ended in a conviction of Thursday, describing it as a political motivated and profoundly undemocratic case that will only strengthen Mr. Trump's support. And I'm gonna say something at the end of this because this is the early part of the stream that I was going to probably leave to last, but I said whatever, I'm going to cover it now. The Democrat Party strategy is to beat President Trump in the courtroom rather than the ballot box. Mr. Kennedy said in a statement on X, this will backfire in November. His response echoes many of Mr. Trump's Republican allies who have for months described the charge against him as a partisan witch hunt. I think that's how they say it. In recent weeks, Mr. Kennedy has amplified his criticism of Mr. Trump's focus, particularly on this C-19 policy and his coziness with corporate America. Mr. Trump, in turn, has attacked him with recent polling indication that Mr. Kennedy could draw voters equally from Mr. Trump and President Biden in swing states. But Mr. Kennedy has stayed largely silent on Mr. Trump's legal troubles, occasionally appearing to suggest that the Justice Department under Mr. Biden has been used to politically end in April Mr. Kennedy's question and the motivations of the federal prosecutor who brought charges against Trump supporters who participated in the Capitol riot of January 6, 2021, now 3 years ago. Mr. Trump has been charged in a federal case relating to his efforts to overthrow or overturn the 2020 election, a case entirely separate from one brought in Manhattan. So where is this I'm hearing about? They also put count of his involvement or antagonizing or plotting an overthrow of the government back in January. You know what I'm about to do? I'm gonna see how long this is. I'm gonna look at the amount of the counts, because now we gotta look at the counts that this guy was charged on in a second. And in this statement on X on Thursday evening, Mr. Kennedy said that he was also running against President Trump in this election, but adding the difference is I'm challenging him on his records. Earlier, shortly after the verdict came down, Mr. Kennedy was speaking at a cryptocurrency conference in Austin, Texas, where he was asked about the conviction. So they had a conference on cryptocurrency. I gotta see if I can find information on that. And he states, I think this is probably the weakest case that people brought against him, Mr. Kennedy told the audience. My belief is that it will end up helping President Trump among a large part of the American public who believes that the judicial system and the enforcement system have been weaponized politically. A lawyer from Michael Cohen and prosecutor Star Witness said that he demonstrated remarkable courage throughout the proceeding. The lawyer, Dion Perry, added the jury unanimously verdict is the testament of credibility and the truthfulness of his testimony. Next person, Mayor Eric Adams of New York City released a statement 3.5 hours after the verdict. Our criminal justice process must be respected. As we await the next step, New York should rest assured that the NYPD stands ready to respond to any of all circumstances, including large-scale protests, while peaceful protests and assembly will always be protected. We will not be a city of any form of lawlessness, so he said. And cautious Biden team aim to exploit Trump's conviction. Yeah, they're going to do that because right now he's not doing good in the polls. And most likely what he's trying, Matter of fact, let me pause right here, guys. I don't want to read on. Let me see what's going on in the chat room. Oh, for those that's knowing, the call line is open. If you guys want to come up, you can. I put it in the chat room. Let me read some comments. This is important. A life lesson for every individual that has money. When the system is against you from the start, just remember that you're not invisible. Trump will get his comeback. Remember? Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Most definitely. Indeed, he will. And I'm just looking at both ends. So don't mind me, guys. I'm looking at some things right now. All right. Before I continue, let me run this. I gotta run my little commercial. You know how it goes, guys. You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
I told you.
Where is my money?
Benny. Bring everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean everyone?
Please, guys, as you know, watch and support the channel with the super chat or the Cash App. Support the Chaos Marine Show, as always. All support and contributions is appreciated. Let me read what else. That's if he wins, of course, yeah. Stormy Daniels should give back the money and be prosecuted. You know, I'm very skeptical of these NDAs. If these NDAs really are effective, now I figure, because if you sign NDA and you did this behind the back, you know what? I will say this. I'm gonna say when he wins, I say if, but when, I think something is really fishy about all this year with this election coming anyway. Someone has to probably put a new rule in law about these non-disclosure agreements. They're going to have to be there has to be some penalties with them where it's going to have to show real penalties of the NDA, in my opinion. I think the NDA, Tevin, I'll put your comment, leave it up there. In my opinion, I don't think it's enforced. And did you know, Tevin, that the one they call Lori Harvey has these dudes now sign NDAs being in relationship with her? Did you know that? Oh yes. Oh yes. Even some women got NDAs. But a man putting out NDA for a so-called sex worker, and it was turned, and lets you know what's really going on, if these NDAs really effective, personally. Now, I'm not saying people should still depend on NDAs or say that it's the way to go or still have it around. My figure is this. If these things are very much really reliable, we should not be seeing these things. This should not be happening personally, but you know. Anyway, let me keep reading. And thank you for that, Tevin. For more than a year, President Biden has sought to cast in 2024 election not as a referendum of his 4 years in office, but whether voters want to return Donald J. Trump to office after their first term, in which he undermines, the deletion rights, the Democrats, and the rule of law. Now that Mr. Trump is guilty verdict on all 34 counts in his hush money trial on Thursday, has given Mr. Biden campaign a fresh way to frame the race. A stark choice between someone who is convicted felon and someone who is not. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Just like Mr. Kenny said, that's a sure, weak, and not effective way to really go about winning the campaign, in my opinion. But let's go there. Okay, you're going to do that, right? And the problem with this is it's going to possibly backfire because you're trying to use cheap tactics to make yourself more sure that that you're going to be able to do another 4 years and potentially give the seat after the first year, maybe two, to that woman. I think that's the plan, in my opinion, but we shall see. But I think it's only going to bring more fuel to the fire to the American people that stand beside Trump, in my opinion. All right, let's keep going. Mr. Trump's conviction could well shake up the U.S. political, serving as a convention movement that cuts through a fragment news media ecosystem. Even if it does not change pessimism about inflation and the cost of living, Mr. Trump has led many polls with voters holding Dems viewers of Mr. Biden's stewardship of the economy, the southern borders, and foreign wars. The Manhattan jury verdict is likely to focus attention on Mr. Trump in a way that Mr. Biden supporters have long hoped it would, even if Mr. Biden does not directly affix the title felon to his rival. Scores of his allies are planned to do so in their communications about Mr. Trump. For the end of the campaign, and is this the one? Let me see. No. All right. I thought that was one. Hold on, guys. Okay. Donald Trump is a racist, a homophobe, a grifter, a threat to this country, said Governor J.P. Parkstick of Illinois, a top Biden surrogate and an influential billionaire donor for Democrat causes. He can now add one more title to his list, a felon. Mr. Biden has to this point said virtually nothing about the New York case against Mr. Trump or any of their other 3 criminal indictments. He faces trying to stay above the fray as his rival baseless claims that Mr. Biden orchestrated the charges and the White House demurred after the verdict. We respect the rule of law and have no additional comments, said Ian Sams, and spokesman for the White House counsel office. Biden's campaign was less circumspect. If aides tries to tie the verdict to the choice voters will face in November. And all right, let me pause right and see if I can bring somebody up. I'm not gonna hold up someone's time. You there, brother? Bro speaks. You there? Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, man? How's everything?
I'm doing great.
That's good.
Yeah, we know that was this tactic is trying to get Trump not to run, but I do have a question.
Yeah.
If now he's a convicted felon, does that keep him from running? No.
I do not think so, personally.
Okay.
I had a conversation with someone on that, and the way it is, I doubt that's going to happen, personally. He's still gonna run regardless. Because remember they're gonna sentence him on July 11th, and the election don't really kick off until November the 5th. To be honest with you, so still a long way to go. You understand me?
Right.
A long way to go. But overall, I see that, like what the former guy that's father was a president years ago, Mr. Kenny, I think it's Kenny. He said it best that this move is not going to assure that it's going to discriminate him. It's going to add more fuel to the fire for everybody that supports and likes Trump. That they go still be on Trump's side.
Yeah, I believe so.
And more, huh? And what's going to happen? Which I don't know. What I would say what's their line up. I think that this is much more than the distraction now, brother bro. So I think this is something that's stirring for something bigger, because usually when all this was coming about, I think about what is really intention. Because one thing with this election that's coming, there's more people that's going to be paying attention more what's going on than for last how long? For almost the last 8 or more years, maybe longer.
Yeah, I mean, we've had more attention on the presidential elections. Yeah, like you said, past this one, then the last one. People have been paying more attention. You
Mhm.
know, and so they know that they know Trump is going to get elected. Biden is just doing terrible in the polls.
Yeah. They say right now, if it was all said and done, and they were going to say who's more favored to win on over the polls, Trump is right now pushing at 60% right now.
Yeah, exactly. And so
60%. 58 is the number, but I would look at it 6%. That's crazy for a man that right now, as we see, he is looking good in the polls, regardless of he might do a long time in jail. So wherever
yeah,
we see it is when or actually you're going to go home, and you can go home for a long time. I don't see you going to be doing less time or anything like that, because you counted on 38, 34 counts. Now, right now, with all convicted accounts, that's actually almost considered life imprisonment. Usually, if there's like short, they'll be lenient, but you are guilty on all counts. Now, I'm not sure how many people were sentenced. What's the sentence for anybody get counted for all counts? I'll tell you one thing: anybody get counted for all counts, that mostly they're gonna throw the book on you completely. You ain't coming out more roughly, especially some serious crimes like what do you call it? Even with the money thing is a problem, which I'm surprised that brought that back up. That was
Mhm.
on top of this article, but the things about I heard about his involvement of the election. Matter of fact, one thing, let me keep reading this. After I finish reading this, you can stop me. I'm going to find the amount of counts and what are the accounts that he was guilty of. Let's continue. Donald Trump has always mistakenly believed he would never face consequences for breaking the law of his own personal gain, said Michael Tyler, the campaign communicator director, convicted felon, or not. Trump will be a Republican nominee for president. Mr. Biden, who spent Thursday in Delaware with his family, honored the anniversary of his son Buell's, I guess, death, posted a fundraiser appeal on X that read, "There's only one way to keep Donald Trump out of Oval Office, at the ballot box." But you're not doing good. That's my check. But it's too early. We'll see. But there were signs that the Biden campaign was seeking to restrain fellow Democrat jubilations, signaling to segregate that they should not be overly partisan in their response to the conviction. Many of the campaign usually caters to top supporters, including Governor Gavin Newsom of California, Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania, Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan, and Tim Walz of Minnesota, and Wes Moore of Maryland. So nothing immediately in public, and declined to comment about the verdict early Thursday evening. Jim Massa, the campaign manager for President Barack Obama 2012 campaign, urged caution about the impact of the trial outcome. Even though he's a convicted felon, Trump can still win, Mr. Massinian said, which he is actually right. Other allies of the president said Democrats should hammer home the message that Mr. Trump was found guilty of committing crimes to cover up his, scandals that could have derailed the 2016 campaign, which didn't, because he still won over Hillary. All Democrats should be calling this is finding a guilty on election interference, so Representative Ron Canala of California. The president campaign expects a fundraiser boost in the immediate hour after the verdict, though officials also expect Mr. Trump to raise significant sums of move on. The progressive advocacy groups took order for 10K free Trump and a felon sticker in the first 2 hours after his conviction. The Republican fundraiser platform Win Red was not working after Mr. Trump conviction. In minutes of the verdict, Democrat groups began publishing pre-written statements and social media posts, many referred to as Mr. Trump as a convicted criminal or convicted felon, previewing how outside allies of Mr. Biden intends to use this verdict politically. Representing Jerrold Nadero of New York, who led two Trump impeachment efforts in the House, called the former president unfit to serve in any election office. Representing Robert Garcia of California, a member of the Biden campaign advisory board, said Mr. Trump was a con man and a criminal. And representing Nikema Williams, a Georgia, said the verdict would make Mr. Trump an unhinged and even more dangerous candidate. Yet the political fallout is uncertain. For weeks, Democrats have debated the utilities of polling. The suggestion of convictions would hurt Mr. Trump among some voters. The former president allies are hoping for a prolonged surge of Republican angers that will joust turnouts in November. David Axelrod, a architect of the Obama campaign, called Mr. Trump convictions uncharted waters and said that the political ramifications were unknowable. The question isn't just how voters react, but how Trump himself react to Mr. Axelrod said. If it caused him to retreat further into rage and self-pity, obsession over his own grievances, rather than addressing the concern of voters, it may make the difference for people on the bubble. How much the verdict breaks through will depend on part of how successful the campaign is at focus attention on the stakes of election. Mr. Biden and his campaign have 4 months sought to make their case on, deletion of babies and Democrats an hour after the conviction. Surrogating
Hey,
began.
can you stop it right quick?
Let me finish the sentence.
Oh,
On how
okay. No, go ahead.
the conviction and they're making points. Now, what you want to say?
I was going to say, if they really think that this is going to make Trump be depressed or anything, they have not been watching this man. I think it's going to be the opposite. He's going to use that as fuel for his supporters to be like, see, look what they had to do to try to get me out of office. They had to pull up stuff like stuff like this, little petty stuff to try to get him out of office. So if they were thinking this was going to make him more depressed, like that was something that they were saying, I mean, they're fooling themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Well, it's more than for themselves. The whole intention is to cause more, to make him more of the bad guy. So if now it winds down to, let's be honest, who the people gonna really pick? But you see, the problem with a lot of these people that falls from the left or right or them, they don't understand. You gotta be a fan favorite for people to really look at you and look what you stand, what you might offer for a set or alleged change, what the people looking for, which most people don't get what they want anyway. That all he had to do is, be up front, tell him what his plan is if he gets back in there, and people gonna say, all right, I'm gonna give you a shot or not. And we all know Trump is very popular with the people, I mean, we look at one day, I think the other day was like 2 days ago, he was at some I don't know if it's a convention or some rally, and he was sitting there dancing a jig. Why? Anyhow, let's keep reading. Yeah. I think this makes the choice even clearer. Do you want a president like Joe Biden who delivers for working class people? Governor Austin Davis of Pennsylvania said in an interview. Or do you want a president who, frankly, convicts felons, who willing to break the law, who believes he's above the law? Well, that was a hard one, but yeah. And Representative Jasmine
That one's
A
funny.
Democrat, yeah, a Texas Democrat who on Wednesday travels with Mr. Biden to Philadelphia for a campaign event focused on black voters, which he's trying to get as much black vote as possible. But to any avail, as person brother row, you see a lot of brothers on certain parts of social media, especially that they're willing to bank it all on Trump again, for a reason, because they think he's going to make it easy for these students to pay less tax and all that nonsense. But they're not even one. Either they're not involved, which most of them are, and two, you don't have an actual business that's scaling. We're employing a few hundred, and even go as far as thousands of people to really be in that bracket to benefit. Right? Well, I know. Say she hopes the conviction will be a rally cry for the left at the time when the president has lost support from some progressive over the war of Gaza, which that's not the reason why people are losing respect. They really don't like Biden because they understand what's going on in America and the economy. That's one thing they're concerned about. All the other stuff is irrelevant to them. Speaking from the perspective of a hypothetical progressive voter, Mr. Crockett said, "We got to show up because what will we look like in the world if the president of the United States is a gone 34 count convicted felon?" She continues, "We may not love Joe Biden, but we know that Joe Biden is absolutely on a whole other top tier shelf level than Trump." And I'm not reading these are comments from people. A historic made for revetting TB, then pondering begins. The pondering begins. Yeah, and this is them sitting there. All their set and stuff. At 5 p.m. Thursday, shortly after NBC News broke in with a special report, Savannah Gertrude, I don't know if I pronounced it right, and Lester Holt told viewers that a verdict in the first criminal trial against American president was imminent. After weeks of dramatic testimonies that, with no cameras in the courtroom, made little impact on TB, the tension spills onto the airwaves all at once. Hold on. Okay. "Oh, here we go," Miss Gertrude said abruptly, as the off-camera voice of Laura Jarrett, NBC senior legal correspondent, could be heard in the background. "Guys, we need to go," Mrs. Jarrett said. "We need to go." "Go," Mrs. Gertrude exhorting. The cameras jumped to Mrs. Jarrett outside the Manhattan courthouse. "We, over the next 87 spellbinding seconds, read off each count only by one, followed by the same two symbols, verdict, guilty, blah, 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 blah." And let me see how much further. And I hear the video news, somebody holding the camera. I mean, the phone, actually, looking at it. Let's look at how much long. Yeah, this is a long goddamn article. All right, well, better get to the reading because some people just going to talk about it, but I know this can't be the boring part, but y'all guys got to stay with me. Reading is fundamental, mind you. On it, every major TV network anchors reels off outcomes of former President J. Trump with the Ockneer rapid fire candidacy. Count 1 guilty, count 2 guilty, and guilty. Eric Milberg, the MSNBC legal correspondent, as a sober face, Rachel Maddow sat beside him, jotting notes on a pad on an air graphic taught up to the final score: 34 guilty, 0 not guilty. It was the kind of revetting movement that Mr. Trump, a TV connoisseur himself, might have appreciated if he were not its subject. It is a remarkable moment in American history. Anderson Cooper said, and CNN broke the news. The announcement of the verdict, however, quickly yielded to sharply divergent reactions in the Parsons quarters of cable news. There is something that is very wrong here. We have gone over a cliff in America, said Jamie Perot, the Fox News host and a longtime Trump loyalist. She calls the case riddling with errors and cascade the Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Braggs and the trial judge for what she deems a political motivated prosecution. God help America after what I've seen in the last few weeks, he said. Trey Gowdy, another Fox News host, has already primed his viewers to be skeptical of a guilty verdict by the calling on the instruction given the jury pro prosecution and the top headline on FoxNews.com. Following the news of the guilty verdict with Mr. Trump, occasionally the trial was rigged and disgraceful. Yeah. I mean, I had to read the counts, but we could say it's possible that's what has happened. On MSNBC, the mood was different. This is a definite and an indelible verdict, said Mr. Maddow, who warns that the country now faces a test of whether Mr. Trump can undermine the rule of law so that people reject this as a legitimate function of the rule of law of our country. She said that the jury deserves to be thanked for their efforts and protection from the kind of tax recriminalization that the president and his allies have tried to bring down on this process. The rule of law is more mortal, said the host Nicola Wallace, echoing early commentary by Mrs. Maddow and Nita to protect, and it is an abstract thing. And other anchors on the mind, blah, blah, blah. Jay Trapper, we're not going with that. For those who want to political, we're not going to. I'm just going to skip this. This is too long. Never surrender. We were payment and let's keep going down. How an 8-year report trial connected the dots that led to the conviction. Let's see. As 20 president election rose report, so sorry. Let me go down more. And that's Stormy Daniels right there. I'll tell you one thing. For her sake, if she still stay in America, I'd be surprised if Trump wins again. Most likely.
Yeah, he gonna do her like he did.
I'm not sure if she's still if she was still living here in America around for the last couple of years, but I'll tell you one thing. I don't know if you want to stay here if he does win again, personally. And Mr. Cohen, like Mr. Perkins had before him, initially insulted Mr. Trump, who has maintained he did not add intercourse with Mrs. McDowell or Mrs. Daniels. Mr. Cohen acknowledged making the hush money payments, but said at the time that he was responsible for it. He told Maggie Haberman, my current colleagues at the time, that he had not been reimbursed by Trump's organization or Trump's campaign, but Mr. Cohen pointedly avoided addressing whether he'd been repaid by Mr. Trump personally, as he had in fact been. And his FBI agent, Mr. Cohen, I remember Mr. Cohen. He did wrote a book about this when he retired that year when Trump was in office. I think it's the next year, 2018. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
You think he need to move out the country too?
I have no idea. Let me read this part. In April 2018, FBI agent raided Mr. Cohen's apartment, office, and hotel room. On the same day, other agents arrived at Mr. Pecker's home in Greenwich, Connecticut, and the Manhattan apartment of the Inquirer editor, Dylan Howard, bears subpoenas and search warrants to seize the men's cell phones. Okay. The next month, Randolph W. Giuliano, who had just joined Mr. Trump's legal team, casually linked the president to the $130,000 payment to Mrs. Daniels, and disclosure of Fox News seemed to take the host Sean Hannity by surprise. Mr. Gillian said the money had been funneled through a law firm, and the president repeated, "Oh, I did not know that Mr. Hannity said he did." There's some correct side of this. Trump's involved Mr. Cohen's secret made about McDonald's. Okay. I'm just looking through this. Okay. And Ms. Cohen did plead guilty of violation along with tax evasion and making false statements on bank, private business. Okay, hush money. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is long. And that's the last. Trump has gone good fortune so far in his 4 case. They came as verdicts. Donald J. Trump runs of luck in his criminal case has expired. Before the conviction on Thursday in Manhattan, the former president has drawn what some his closest advisors regard as a defense lawyer equivalent to insight straight, something close to perfection. Mr. Trump had lost civil case and most costly damage, but the 4 criminal cases that threatened his freedom were stumbled along so badly that he advised were incriminations at his good fortune. The story. Okay. See my damn. This is okay. For your damn. This wait. How long is this bad boy? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to stop, guys, because this thing keeps going. It's not going to stop. All right, let me go back. All right.
Hey, can I make a comment right quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, about that NDA. I think somebody saying that Stormy Daniels could be prosecuted for that.
I have no idea how that's going to work, but go ahead.
Yeah, that typically those they're not prosecuted unless there's some like like private information that deal. It's very tricky. The most he'll probably do is sue her, and he could sue her, and it's going to be more civil.
Let's be honest. Does this chick even got money? I mean, she probably doing all right, but does she really got money? Let's keep real. Because I'm not sure I know she retired from the, well, I can't say retired because sometimes they do OnlyFans because these chicks never retire. But that's another story. That she even got the money. Because right now, she gave this chick $130K. And if he sue her, he could ask for way over $1 million.
Yeah, like I said, he'll sue her, and probably he'll do it anyway, not knowing he ain't gonna win it. But if he can hit her bank account, it'll make it real difficult for her.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what more likely he gonna do. But as far as like NDAs, if it's something like, hey, we had a relationship, don't tell nobody, and they break it, all they're gonna do is sue him. Now, if it was something like like government or something like NDA or something like that, then yeah, she will be convicted. But that I don't think this is what it is. And then it also really depends on what was in the NDA. If it's something that's illegal,
Yep.
that NDA is gonna get thrown out anyway. Because if he said like, "Hey, I pay you for sex, don't tell nobody," that NDA would be invalid. You can't put an NDA for something that's illegal. But if it's just talking about his relationship, then yeah, the most he can do is sue her, take her to court, drain her bank account, and any money she get, she had to pay him. Okay. So it's that's kind of similar to what with Tasha K and Cardi B. Like she can't get no bank account because anything they report in the bank account, Cardi B just gonna come take it. So that's probably what's gonna happen, if anything.
Oh, is this the one? Wait. Let me make sure. Yes, that's the one. Let me download this PDF. No. Wait. Hold on. Oh, damn. This is some stupid. I had to create an account to see this dumb shit. Are you serious?
Yeah, that's how they do you now. It's like you want to see the good stuff, you gotta subscribe, gotta pay. I'm like, nah, I ain't paying it.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care enough about that to be paying people to see this.
they broke. They broke, man. Oh no, I don't need to download it. Yes. Okay. All right, guys. This last thing I'm gonna share, and I'm going to let me do this. Let me do this, guys. Let me stop screen share. And hold on. I'm gonna do this, guys. I found it. And I'm read your comments, Tevin. People forgot that Trump is very vengeful. Man, the book, The Art of Deal, and others describe Trump business strategy and his ruthlessness. All those that came for him going to be sorry. Oh yeah, they're gonna be sorry. They're already sorry now, man. They're gonna be sorry right now. All right, so let me share this, and make sure you guys hit the like button, share stream, and like I said, contribute to the channel like always. And it's time for that message right now since I'm talking about it.
My money.
I told you.
Where is my money?
Benny. Bring me everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean everyone?
All right. So let's look at these counts, and then we're gonna get some interesting stuff. We might do some effery. All right. Where is it? Oh yes. And let me stop this because this is getting annoying now. This Discord. That's why when you have Discord, it keeps erupting. All right. So now we're gonna get to the good stuff, guys. I'm gonna look at the counts, then we're gonna get in some real effery. Share screen. And good thing these counts are not that long. Hope you guys can see it. And nobody else is not showing this, then they're fooling you. These are the 34 counts that he was guilty on. I might read some. I might look at it. Let's look at it. 1, falsified business records, first degree. Semi-K fine. That was back in 2017. That's 2017. Falsified business records, first degree. And it says here, 35K. Falsified business records. Hold on. What's this? I got a message. Okay. Okay, it was nothing. I was getting a message. All right. Falsified records, first degree. 35K. Falsified business records, first degree. 70K. Falsified business records, first degree. 35K. Falsified business records, first degree. There's no money on it. But falsified business records, first degree. 35K. Falsified business records, first degree. 35K. Falsified business records. So all this is business records. Upwards to 35K each. Next one, falsified business records again. More falsified business records again. So where is it where you're talking about Stormy Daniels? These are business records. I think the only thing they talk about is the one with the when he gave the money. So that's a business record that they did not put in the books. So the charges mostly focus, as you could see from this article of the guilty verdict, it's documents. All falsified business records was he convicted to. See it? Is it clear? All right. Like I said, you guys can go back to replay this if you get far to the stream. Let me show one more time. From 1 to 12, business records. From 13 to 24, all business records. All of them range from 35,000. And the last one, 25 through 34, all business records. Some go back to even one dating back in 2017. And this one during an invoice of 2017 and checking number 26. So most all this is around 2017, roughly. So let that sink in. If y'all want, I will put this in my Facebook page where you could look at it for more further detail. Is that cool with y'all? I could do that for y'all. I'll definitely do that now. Yeah, let me do that now for y'all. So you guys got that. All right, there you go. This document. If you want to know, you can go on my Facebook page. You gotta follow me on Facebook for that. Okay, so there you have it. There you have it. Wow. All right, let me see. All right, do you saw it, brother Bro Speak?
Yeah, I saw it.
All that was business records.
That looked like something that'd just be like fines. Wouldn't be something that would be putting him in jail. Like something. Yeah, it looked like. Yeah, look like something he just. Hey, here's a check for $1 million here. Here you go.
I would agree, but it's a different time we live in. You know.
Right.
It's a different time we live in.
And because the way they were talking, I'm like, okay, what did he do? Steal money or something? That's all? Oh, he falsified a record? Oh no. That's it.
Yeah.
But I think you're saying that the hush money thing, that's a different trial, right? It's a whole different thing.
No, they get him on the money of him falsing the books. That's what he was convicted on in regards to not disclosing what was in the books.
Oh, okay.
For 1 from 34, all I see was guilty was about. Let me see what he was guilty on. He was guilty on business records of where he's doing his money, and I think that's like another form of tax evasion. If you think about it, not telling what's in it, because they've been talking about him and his taxes for the last couple of years now. Even when he was running for re-election, they've been talking about this man. But he forgot to say that he knows business and knows the tax code.
Right.
That's why I didn't get caught up. Say you don't pay taxes. Of course, he's not gonna pay tax because he sets up that he employs you. You're gonna be covering the taxes.
Right.
But you can't. People that doesn't understand business. I'm not a business person, but I know there's certain loopholes, certain things people do that they're able to not be able to pay taxes off. You get me?
Right. Tax write-off.
A good book will be the CPA. Let me tell you a book. Since here, just 1 second. Talk.
All that look like it's like all you have to do is just pay a fine. He good. Like I don't see what he's like. This is gonna make people turn on Trump. I'm like, nah.
Okay. Well, this book, I don't know if people could buy it. Maybe they could buy it on Amazon. I haven't read it in a while. I haven't read much of it. I still have it for, as any book of inventory. The book is titled Tax-Free Wealth by Tom Wheelwright, CPA, and he still works with Robert Kiyosaki. And forward by Robert Kiyosaki. Second edition, How to Build Massive Wealth by Permanently Lowering Your Taxes. That's the only book I have. There's many more books talking about taxes, but that's one of the books that I went and got for a good fraction of the cost. So. Yeah, so obviously, that was one of the things they were talking about back I think 6-7 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe. Possibly.
What? About taxes. Yeah. Show his tax returns and all that goofy stuff, and like really, this is what we worried about. I'm not worried about what he do with his taxes. I'm worried about can he run this country.
Well, if you look at the first 4 years,
Yeah, he. Yeah. I'll put it this way. I think his first 2 years was fine, but when the COVID hit, he did not handle that very well. Because he decimated the organization that would have handled that. So Yeah, just those last 2 years. I mean, yeah, like he didn't do too well. So
Hmm. Okay. So now, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna get into some effort right now. Well, before then, I noticed there was some circle around from Candace Owen. I'm gonna run right now, and I've noticed with Candace Owen, especially, um, yeah, she's not doing all that well since she was let go from what they call it, The Wire. What they call it,
yeah, I think it's the Wire or wherever she was with.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
You know.
I don't know what it is. It's run by some people that are Jewish descendants or Jewish faith. So let's run this
Yeah, I
one.
think the Daily Wire was
Yeah,
that
the
it?
other one.
All right, Instagram. Foremost, I already did this live over on Twitter, but this is an important enough topic that I wanted to speak to you guys directly. You obviously have not heard my voice in a long time. I don't have my podcast. And obviously, there have been a lot of sea changes in my life, and it's been difficult to navigate that because it's not my nature to not respond forcefully, but I had obviously an understanding that what was best for my family was to stay quiet on a lot of matters. And that was especially difficult when people were lying on my name and trying to smear me. And I've really tried to just.
But what did they lie about your name? What are they trying to smear, Miss Owen? As I'm listening for the first time, you did the most cardinal rule. You bite the hand that feeds you. Or matter of fact, let me see. I remember my good friend wrote one of the laws of power. And make sure you guys hit the like button and share the stream. Matter of fact, let me no, I ain't gonna, yeah, matter of fact, I'll run it in a little bit. Let me find the thing. I'm gonna let this play.
Close that chapter. But the attacks just aren't stopping, and I just wanted to make everybody aware. A couple of days ago, and this is especially hideous, I received a message, kind of a weird phone call from someone from the past who said that a journalist from the Daily Mail was reaching out to them about a story they were working on, and strangely, the person had asked them like whether or not they thought that I was a homophobe, which is, just kind of a weird angle for a story. And I want to be clear that I am in no way trying to crap on the Daily Mail or to say anything bad about the journalists working on these stories. Like, quite frankly, when there is somebody leaking stories and claiming to have an inside track, journalists obviously want to write these stories because they think that they're going to get clicks. So this person was contacted by somebody who was trying to shop.
All right. I'm trying to find it now. 1 second. You can speak, as I pause it currently. Where is that?
Well, like you said, she went after her people, the people that was provided her a platform. What you thought was gonna happen? You can't do stuff like that. So I mean, you got what you asked for. Now you're like everybody lying on me and blah blah blah. Yeah, some of that probably is true, but guess what? You've been talking a lot of stuff on other people, truth or not.
Mhm.
Especially that one white dude that you basically buried that guy all over the about him and his wife. Well, now it's your turn.
Mhm.
You get what you asked for. You do mess comes to you. Now you get ruined. You was like the Wendy Williams of the conservative party.
Mhm.
So you saw what happened with Wendy. Now it's your turn. You get what you asked for.
Yeah. I'm trying to find that. Damn, I can't find that post. The hell? And there was some 48 laws of power. I forgot what it was. I think it was Law 35. I think.
Is
Some
it
deal.
don't outshine the master or something like
No,
that?
no, it's something else. Some deal with the king. No, it's not the master.
Uh, hmm.
I'm not gonna be able to find it. Let me keep playing.
Yeah,
If
good.
anybody knows the law of Law 35 of the 48 laws of power, please write in the chat room. I prefer a super chat, but anyhow, let's keep going.
A story about me, and I just wanted to read that email that I received to you guys. I want to read this email to you guys directly. First and foremost, obviously, the absurd attacks on me over me saying last November, Christ is King. That was something that was unexpected and was insane. And I just want to say to everyone who watched that, Christ is King. That is a fact. And I will not be apologizing for saying that fact ever. I will not be apologizing for my Christianity. I only plan to make that more known because I have never realized, that something so simple could be something that was intentionally being misconstrued to be hateful in any capacity. But getting back to this email that I received from the Daily Mail, because obviously the Christ is King attacks have failed, so what's coming up around the corner? The email says, I am currently writing a story focused on how Candace Owens came to leave the Daily Wire. Any response, either in an official statement or from sources close to Candace on the following information would be greatly appreciated. We have heard from multiple sources that Candace's dismissal from the Daily Wire was in large part, quote unquote, financial, that her show just wasn't making the company enough money to justify continuing her employment. It is also claimed that she, quote unquote, blamed producers for her show's failures and that she refused to work with certain advertisers. We have also heard that senior management felt that they had a quote unquote moral obligation to terminate Candace's employment due to what has been described as her increased anti-Semitism and her conspiracy theories. Others have said that Candace was, quote, mean and mistreated the junior staff members at the Daily Wire, including makeup artists and interns. One source described a scene in which Candace allegedly threw a canned drink at someone. Separately, what would Candace say to claims that she has been homophobic and anti-Semitic, particularly on her social media, and that she has peddled conspiracy theories? So the reason why I am sort of breaking my silence just a little bit here, and I want you guys to know that I have been and I am fighting for my voice, and there.
No, you have to break your silence because now it's hurting your pockets. You see, the problem with people don't understand, and let me see if I can make myself bigger. We gotta be clear here. There's a price for every action and reaction, right? You work for these people for, I'm not sure how long Candace was working with the Daily Wire. Maybe let's say she's been working for them for like maybe over a decade. Let's say that's long, right? Or close to that. You up here either planning your departure or whatever you're trying to do. You're hoping the monkey branch to leave the Daily Wire and hopefully branch on your own to have what you're doing and have it and create something and make it bigger than what it is and have conversation about other things. And yes, I think Candace would talk about black issues in a more respectful way. I think she has that capability because she's not ugly looking and she has the, I guess, the little personality and, you know, whatever you want to call it, to pull it off. But the problem is you shitted on black folks working for those people for years and years. And the first one, what happened when you got the boot, you did not separate and say, I'm going to continue on my conservative route. You went to go hit the first either top or pretty decent black podcasts that you could cipher off.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that alarming. Even to the point to some of these Negroes that you know what this, and I'm more point her the picture for her. This could apply to the men too that does the same bullshit to black folks, men and women in the community. But for sake of conversation, we're going to talk about cancer. You like to come back to the greatest reach back, and that is to cipher and get the black people on your side to reconstitute your brand. Because last time I checked, you've been away from the Wire now, the Wire for like how long? 2-3 months? Maybe 2.5 months?
I think about 4.
No, it's like less than that. I remember.
That's it?
I think it's 2.5
Oh,
months. But
you might be right.
Anyhow, what have you done since you've been separate? You went on these podcasts. I have not seen anything of you being buzzed around, talked about. You were nowhere to be seen. No one's mentioning you, correct?
Yeah.
Even the ones that the white that run certain parts of media, they're not even talking about you. Besides, they were putting I guess, actual smear campaigns, if they're true or not. I would go as far as I would say some words they have some truth in their lies. But the biggest picture that's concerned with you, Miss Owens, is that you're not relevant now. Now that you're no longer working for these people. Only time we know about you is when you work for Mr. Charlie. Regardless
Yep.
which type of tribe he is. He's Irish, Jewish, or even French or Italian. You're not relevant now. And what you're experiencing being by yourself and I guess being so-called independent, which you're not getting that same traction. And we all know how this thing works. Attention, guarding attention is gold. It's better than currency. There's not one thing that I know you're guarding any attention after your departure from Daily Wire. Am I right? Wrong? Nothing.
Mm.
They're actually still moving on and still growing while you're at a more nowhere to be found state where you are. Now, I don't know if anybody could look her up. I don't know if you could look up Umbrella Brosby. I don't know if you can compare. If you could look her up right now and tell me what her audience is, YouTube or IG. I'm not gonna do it right now because I'm doing this right now. And maybe you can check what was her base right now.
Well, in YouTube.
No, just in general. All her platforms. Where is she at present wise? Can you double check?
Hold on. Let me get my. Let me
Yeah,
look at my.
I'm gonna let her talk to hear what she has to say. Let's keep going. And we'll go fair use. I apologize. You know it's fair use anyway.
There's so much more that I need to share with you, and that day will come. That day is not today. I will be saying a lot more when my show comes back in a couple of weeks, but the reason why I wanted to jump on and to respond to this in particular, I don't care about this, you're homophobic and yeah, we get it. There's every ism in the entire world. But what this is actually trying to do now is, because those blemishes are not able to impact me, because my audience knows me, and because I have been with you guys for 8 years now, speaking to you guys like you're my friends on the phone when I'm on the podcast, they're now trying to pivot to make it seem like I treat people badly. Like I would ever throw a canned drink. What am I, Naomi Campbell? Like throwing a canned drink at somebody, trying to make it seem like I'm like this crazy person who employees are fearful of, to create this idea that, oh my God, like Candace is this like crazy famous person who treats people badly. And that is something that I will not accept. I won't accept it because the thing that has been the most important to me throughout my career, not many people survive in politics 8 years, I want to be clear. The most important thing to me is my character. It's waking up and knowing that no matter what disagreements you may have, Dennis Prager of PragerU, Marissa Straight of PragerU, Charlie Kirk of Turning Point USA will never be able to tell a story that I treated anybody badly, because
all right, well, let's go to if you're not treating anybody badly. It doesn't matter because they are the majority. They run more of the media than yourself and any other black person or non-white person. And they could push the narrative. They push the propaganda and they push it very well. And I'm be honest with you, most black people, either they like respect cast, don't really give a crap.
Nah, no one cares.
And the reason why they don't care and they're not gonna really care, besides you look like a pretty face for a woman that's in her mid-30s now, is that you disrespect too much of the black community for them to give a fuck.
Yeah, she's gone against their black stars, insulted them, gone against black women.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a no.
Especially no, yeah.
And then you're gonna go against them white folks. You just put the nail in your coffin. You done.
You done.
Yeah, I'm looking on YouTube. Her last video was like 3 months ago, and it's like 51K views.
But let me ask you a question: what is the base audience, subscribers, followers? What she has right now, as the president stands right now on her platforms? Give me the rundown. And I'm not gonna put it because I'm not gonna waste time. How many subs you got on YouTube? Let's start with YouTube.
She got 1.54 million subscribers on YouTube.
Okay, that majority of her base was built off of Daily Wire. Okay,
right.
Next.
Okay, so let me look. Let me go to. Let's Let's go.
As you do that, y'all know what time it is, guys. Snoring. No, I'm doing it. Screw it.
Money.
I told you.
Where is my money?
Benny, bring me everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean everyone?
See, I'm trying to look up Instagram right now.
Make sure you guys support. Donate to the channel. It's really appreciated. As you do that, let me run some more of this. Let's listen to more, guys.
Not in my nature, and it's not in my nature because I am my grandfather's granddaughter. My grandfather started his life on a sharecropping farm. You guys have my book. You know his story. My grandfather, my images of him as a child being the janitor, mopping up floors, owning a cleaning business. There's just no chance that I would ever treat somebody as beneath me because of their status, especially being someone that comes from nothing. Like, who am I to ever look at someone and to say, oh, you're a junior person on the team, so I'm going to treat you this way? This is outrageous. It's desperate and it is outrageous. And I wanted to publicly condemn this effort. And I think that all of us know exactly who and what are behind these attacks. Maybe we don't know. If you guys have any guesses as who could possibly be implanting stories about my finances, everything about this is an absolute lie. I know how close I was to every single person on my team. In fact, my executive producer, who I had the same one the entire time that I was at the Daily Wire, is so outraged by this that she's a private person. And she was like, give them my email because I will speak on record. Because she cannot believe how hideous and how underhanded and how dishonest these attacks are. I spent the last weekend, as you just saw in my stories.
Yeah, I'm finding it. Damn, you must see.
Yeah.
Let me see the real Candace on. I'm gonna look it up since it takes so long. Let me look it up. Real Candace.
Sorry.
Let me find this chick, man. The real.
Okay, yeah. She got 5.2 million followers on Instagram.
Okay. Any other social media? What about Twitter?
I'm trying to get on my Twitter. I can't get on there. You might have to look that one up for me.
All right, hold on. Let me find it. Candace Owen, the real Candace Owen. I think this might be the one. Nope, wrong one.
And my tablet's acting funny. Like, I can't even get on my Twitter.
The real Candace Owen. No. Candace. I should never deleted it. That was my fault. I had her on earlier and I just removed it. I don't know why I did that. It was one of the remarks because, when I was trying to find this, I came across it and I said, fuck it. But I removed it. That was dumb of me. Oh, well, actually, no, I know how to find it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to keep this running because I don't want to keep it stagnant. Let's keep listening.
That girl's wedding that you saw me post, yeah, that is the most junior person on my team. The idea that I would ever treat those people whose stories I hear every day, whose relationships I hear about, whose goals that I hear about, people that have left my team because the Daily Wire may have dismissed them, have reached out to me and wanted to work with me. The idea that I would ever treat them as anything other than what they deserve to be treated as, people that make it possible for me to be great, is something that I just simply won't allow. And so I first and foremost just want to clear the air on that and just say that this attack is remarkable. You can call me names. You can call me racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, anti-Semitic. It means nothing to me at the end of the day because I know who I am. My followers know who I am. But you're not going to attack my character and the way that it is so important to me to treat every single person every day with the utmost respect. And so, to that end, if there is anybody who has worked with me in the past, and I know that people are already texting me outreach about this, who wants me to put them in touch with this particular reporter to talk about how much this is completely made up, I would happily do that, assuming that.
Yeah, guys.
Do they?
I would say
Nope.
this. She right now over across, since you gave me the information already, we could say that she has roughly total maybe 8 or 9 million total on her social media links. But the point with all these followers, it doesn't mean crap once you don't have an actual base that's funneling the people to watch your stuff. Now, YouTube and Instagram, you'll still have some people that will monitor and watch what you do and watch what you bring in regards to media and stuff. But overall, your main base that you gather from the Daily Wire, that's gone. And incriminating you and tarnish your name is the ultimate smear and dagger for any person, if you're black, trying to make a name for yourself independently and try to make rare money. Now, mind you, I'm not sure what her husband does for a living. I guess he does pretty fine, maybe not do better than her, because if you work for them, I guarantee you they're paying pretty good. You get me?
Right.
They're paying pretty good because you work with them people. And last thing you want to do is make a certain set of people bad and angry that's been paying your bills and paying you monetarily. Now, I'm not saying she'll be financially decimated, but right now, as it stands, since they're doing these tactics, they really are going to start getting you now deeply in the pocket. Because the first thing you do once you turn them and do those type of shenanigans, especially, turn your back and saying things about and talking about against the land that they are right now reconstituting, is a death toll. You get me? A serious death toll. And she doesn't know the real significant consequence of this. She's seen it firsthand. And here's the funny thing about all this. You're a black woman, right? You think because you're a woman, and here I am woman, that you're going to be exempt from these people? Hell, certain men, black men, especially in this community, not exempt for certain things. And you think you're the exception of the rule? You know what happened to Kanye West? Do you know what happened to Kyrie a few years back?
Mm-hmm.
There is every decision you make work for some other people. There's heavily consequences, and she's now experienced this firsthand. Because if this is something that you responded because you complain about the smear campaign, it's the least of your problems and concern.
Yeah, she out of there.
And the reason why I say this because remember, you try to put your name back out here as an independent journalist or wherever your profession is, and still need the interaction of not just black folks, which black folks don't really care about you much, but you need really the bigger base audience that you were a part of, which is non-black people. And non-black people don't really see any value since you did that and it's publicly known. All they do is tell what you are and what you really been are, and that's a wrap. You're not gonna get no presence, no eyeballs at all. You're gonna have to go back and kiss the ring and beg for mercy if they're gonna especially with Ben Shapiro, sorry. I think it's Ben Shapiro.
Yeah. So I looked up her husband. I mean, I think she's gonna be fine as far as financially. Her husband apparently he's worth a good $250,000. I mean, $250 million. So, I mean, financially, she fine. But if she's trying to, as far as her career, it's pretty much done. Because, like you said, she was going after them people.
Yeah.
And now they making it where she can't work.
Well, if her husband is more a millionaire, a multi-millionaire all over, I'm not. You said $250 million, right?
Yeah, about he's worth $250 million.
What's the number? What's the figure? 200 million. What's the number?
240 million.
Well, really, truly, she should not be working. Personally, the only reason why she's doing this is has something to do. But if
Yeah,
your
that's what I'm
husband,
saying. That's
if your
her
husband,
career.
if your husband's a millionaire already, I mean, you doing this. My thing is this: I think she did this intentionally. I could be wrong, but think about this: why are you still working and you're married to a non-black man that really got you covered? This right, what you're doing is like this is just to keep you occupied, and even this, you did somewhat of a decent job, but not really a good job. And not only you just gave birth to a child like a year ago too, maybe forgot how long ago it was. I'm thinking, maybe it's better you need move forward and be an actual mother and stay home and leave the politics alone. And I think what Ben Shapiro doing is doing you a favor, in my opinion, since I know this information personally.
Yeah, she should do like Eve. Sit
Yes,
down, shut the fuck up. That's
yeah. I mean, yeah. You need to
it's
sit down.
like, ma'am, you need to sit down somewhere. Um,
You know, how much women complain now they don't want to work, especially black women. And
yeah,
you hit gold. You hit gold. And this is what kills me with a lot of people that date out, especially if you're married and your partner got you covered, whether as a male or female. And usually men's was covered things, but let's say, you date out and the other person is more wealthy than you, richer, not wealth, but rich, make more money, like a lot of money that and I'm talking about in like close to millions and stuff. You should not be working so hard. You should be working less. Matter of fact, your husband should be facilitating and the building of your so-called media out empire. If he's worth that much, why he's not doing it? You see, I find it very odd. This is just me, brother bro speaks. That why is it that if you're with a man that is millionaire, why the hell are you working extra hard for not only somebody else, but if you decide you don't want to work for somebody, why doesn't your husband facilitate and create an environment with his own money to make it reality where you have this own outlet that's your own? Why are you still doing this? See, it lets me question people's direction, what they really want, what their intentions are, personally. But go ahead.
I think because the husband don't want all that drama. I mean, it reminds me of the pink pill lady. Maybe she got into a flack with her husband's family over that stuff. I think it's kind of the same situation here. Is that he don't want all that drama because look who she was going after.
Mm-hmm.
It was black folks, and
Yeah, but that's not his concern because most non-blacks that don't concern what the woman that he married concerned about black folks personally because and let me tell you why. Think about this, brother bro speak. Most people that are in these relationships, if their partner is different race, they're not going to be so eager to defend you when it comes to some people. How I know? We've seen it constantly. Name any entertainer, celebrity, or news anchor like Candace Owen when they go off left against these people. Where are their non-black spouses defend them? Oh wait.
Yeah, they run from them. Like,
And
they ain't about to go against their own people.
This is my issue about the interracial mixture between us and them. This is why I don't really condone it, because unless you're in this relationship and they know say what they get into in favor of you, if it doesn't serve you like that, you should not be a part of it. Period. You get me? Or don't play because most people that's in dealing with other races, they play for keeps. Matter of fact, I tell you, I do something better. It's like what this guy will say better. Here we go.
Jesus can't save these hoes. Why are you trying? What make you think you greater than Jesus, nigga?
You feel me?
Yeah.
What makes you greater in you get me? So let me wrap up with Miss Owens.
Doesn't put you in any trouble anywhere that you are, whether you're at Turning Point, whether you're at PragerU. I just want to say that we need to get to a point in society where these sorts of libels and smears, people that do this stuff, are just chased out of polite society. Like, I can't imagine being so incapable of coming up with a concrete fact about somebody that would paint them in a negative light that you have to resort to fully concocting something out of thin air. Like, I would throw drinks at my team who I loved. I mean, I loved my team. I love all of them. There's not a single person that I would remove. We had the greatest time every single day. I always said that we had the most fun show. I'm sure like Brett would say that she has the most fun show, whatever, but I am convinced that we won that superlative for having the most fun, the funniest group chats, the funniest memes. It is why the show was such a success. It is why we were just getting so many followers at the end from all over the world. And so I just won't allow you to put that nastiness in the air. And like I said, it's anybody's guess as to who could be working with journalists to try to smear and libel my reputation, trying to make people think that they shouldn't work with me because I'm a diva who throws drinks. But it's not going to stand. And I will just wrap this by saying, Christ is King. Always and forever. Yeah. Christ is King, and I will not ever apologize for having said that, no matter how you wish to interpret that phrase. Thanks, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I do have a question. Okay, since she said that people who spreading false rumors and stuff that's not true should be ran off platforms and stuff, wouldn't that apply to her too? Because she said some crazy stuff that you can't even prove was true about black folks.
Well, I would agree with you, but I'm gonna kindly say no, it won't apply to her. And the reason why is because she worked for these people. And in case she's black, so she's used as the face to really punch on black folks, and wherever she throws a blow, we point fingers at her instead of the people that pay our bills. We don't go to the source. We go direct at the person that's throwing blows at us.
Yeah, and I get that. I'm just saying it's just hypocritical of her to be crying about this, but she was doing the same stuff, and now we supposed to feel sorry for her and chase down these people who, let's face it, it's probably people at the Daily Wire. It could be that Crowler guy getting some get back. I'm just saying, like, I mean, I don't know what you want people to do. You're gonna get it's coming. The get back coming, and people just wait. They just wait. It's just like all these black celebrities. They think they can do stuff to people. Yeah, they just wait. They just wait. They let you do what you do, all kind of evil stuff that did to people. They just record it. Yeah. Okay. That's your vice. Oh, drugs. Yeah. Okay. We'll write that down. Oh, you like to beat up on women? Okay, we're gonna write that down. We're gonna. Oh. You like taking it up the behind? Yeah. We're gonna write that down. Till you do something they don't like, and then next thing you know, oh, she used to throw drinks at people. Oh, she was screaming, yeah. Oh, she was a bee in the back. He was this and he was that. I mean, this is what they do. I mean, I'm sorry, it's just your turn, Candace. Just like it was P. Diddy's turn, just like it was R. Kelly's turn. It's your turn.
Yeah, gotta take one, get them blows. It's about
You
that
know,
time.
it's time for you to go sit down, raise your kid, and maybe wait a couple of years, maybe a few years, maybe you can come back, and it'd be funded by your husband. But I don't think your husband wanted. I don't think your husband want to get involved like that. To be honest,
now I think about it, I don't think his husband want no piece of this since she went and made those things. You know, one thing I've noticed his husband is European. They say he's an aristocrat, but one thing with his husband, because he does business with people, he has to do business with these same people that Candace said Christ is king and nonsense. You see, the problem with a lot of women like her
They
is
don't
that,
think.
oh, I know. The problem is you don't know when to really cool off and watch your goddamn mouth and know who the hell you're really offending. And she knew this. But the problem is she thinks she's a woman that she's going to be evade any serious consequence.
Right.
And I'm telling you right now, to all women that's watching this, they know that this was a lesson that should be set as an example for other women that's going to work for any one of these people. There's certain things you don't want to do or you don't try to attempt to do. You don't want to put yourself in that, you know. It is in the best interest if you work for somebody or you're making money with these people, you stay that you keep your head down and you know you sit down and shut the f up.
Yeah. It's,
And anything less than that, you know, you going further outside that lines, you're asking for trouble.
exactly.
You're asking for serious trouble. So at the end of the day, you know, good luck to Miss Candace Owens. We do wish her the best.
Not me. I can care less.
Yeah,
But I think in the end, yeah, she just need to sit down, shut up, and do like Eve. Do what Eve do. She got on the talk show. She don't say much. She's a wife. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, and I've said this about certain women that go against black men. Like, ma'am, you don't know when to stop talking. You're making more enemies than you allies.
Yeah.
But they let their feelings. They loyal to their feelings. They're not loyal to the men. They loyal to their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And they feel this is the right thing, but then when the hand comes back and bite them, I mean, what do you want people to do?
Mm-hmm. Can't do nothing.
Nope.
You can't with her anyway. So you know, it is what it is. She is all there is a lesson learned. Other women are gonna follow suit. They definitely ain't gonna follow what Candace done. They definitely ain't gonna do that because they know that with them. And let's be honest, some women, if black women even try to attempt it, you know, is a remedy for disaster. Because I'm not lucky to get married to a non-black mate. Let's keep real. They're not married to them now. So for them to make that move, their mate is not gonna tell them. And I think, be honest, I think her husband did advise her and talk to her after that move, if he was really smart, which I think he is. And you know, you married who you married, man. You know what I'm saying? Even certain non-black men, and not always going to easily control black women like that. Depending which non-black man mate you have. And it goes to show that, you know, that's why, you know, they do make somewhat better mates from what I'm hearing, but I just don't see it because after a while, most black women, they want to feel and act like they're white women. So, but you know, they have like dark skin, you know, or black skin, you know, and it doesn't really work well in the end, you know, for them, you know, especially if they go out of line because now they think they're more bolder and superior than the other Negroes. We know
Yeah, they learned the hard way. No, you one of us, and they're gonna treat you as such.
Yeah. Anyhow, I guess that's it. I mean, I was gonna play some other stuff, but this took up most of the time. And I think it was something that's, you know, had to be looked at, you know, for those that's watching this. So anyhow,
Yeah,
any last words? I hope that you will support the channel more, but you know, it's cool, brother Rod, you up here. I mean, any donation would be appreciated. But any last words?
Well, I mean, as far as Trump go, I mean, I still don't see how they're gonna stop him from running.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's convicted, look like all that is just him paying a fine. I mean, so I just don't see how they're gonna stop him from running. unless they're gonna put him in jail, and I don't think any of this stuff constitute any jail time, as far as I know. I'm not a legal person, so I wouldn't know. But I think all this is just to slander him to the point where nobody's gonna want to vote for him, and it's listen. If it didn't happen in 2016, when he literally said grab him by the vagina, he got in anyway. I don't think it's any of this is going to stop him here. So,
Mhm.
and Biden is just it's the reverse of Obama. Anybody but Obama, that's how Trump got in. Now anybody but Biden, that's how Trump gonna get in. I mean, so I don't see nothing. I don't see how he gonna get stopped. That's all. And as far as Candace, go be a wife. Jeez, be a wife. Damn, you winning. You were winning. You got a wealthy husband. You winning. Go do the soft girl era. Jeez.
Well, I think Candace is living somewhat of that soft girl era, but the problem with the soft girl era, not every woman is really eager to be soft. I mean, let's be honest. If you've been paying bills most of your life, and then all of a sudden you got a mate that you selected, and this dude finds you appealing, and he ties knot in less time, it lets you know that you not only you won, but let's be honest, you don't have to work so hard. But let's be fair and honest. Most women today, you're going to give some to get some, and usually you have to give more. I'm not really the notion that most women should be sitting the ass. Personally, I don't see the benefit now. People got to do something and contribute to something at the end of the day. And overall, how I look at it is, you got to pull some weight in so that way there's some value you bring than just the box. See, people don't understand, and this is gonna be off topic. The pussy goes somewhat of a long way, but there's limits to it. You gotta make yourself so much more not attractive, but something that offers more than this. You're just gonna sit on a cock, in my opinion. And the older the man gets, he's gonna look for more than something that, personally. And I think a lot of ladies don't see it that way. And that's where they get a lot. I even go further and say this. Think about this, brother bro speak. Why do you think they dilapidate their males and make them so soft and so subservient to the females without teaching game to their boys? It's because they're preparing their sons to be the next bitch of somebody, But they want to be their bitch completely while still reaping benefits. And that does not pan out in the long run. A lot of these young adults that's already adults are the ones coming, they're not playing that game. So you're going to have to teach something to your boys. And usually boys are, once they get to a certain age, depending if they've not been touched already before then, that you're conflating their mind and creating an ego, which is pure sex. And we all know that only goes so far. But as or young men become older men or younger, or they get up age, sex only goes so far, and a lot of women don't know how to move once all they present is that. I think if they sell themselves too much on their sexuality, it's going to hurt them in the long run. I mean, I was going to talk about Vivica, but I had to talk about that another time. But it's a sad tale that this is what happens when you ladies are too much caught up into the sex aspect, regardless if you're giving enough or giving less. You already said, President, that this is your value. So like I said, Candace, I'm not saying that's her work because she's married already. I think she offers some things to her mate that he's comfortable with, but in regards, what she wants to do moving forward to be this, I guess career woman, that has passed now, right now, because you've been shielded, you've been quarantined for all other media outlets that's run by whites, and have your own is a start if it's already, but it's already established by somebody else. See, this is the danger. Another thing I do want to say this, since now it's come to me. A lot of men not gonna like this, but I'm gonna go there. We're on these media outlets that we don't run. Rumble, YouTube, IG. I'm naming a few social media outlets that we harbor and do content. This is not considered black power or black business. Now repeat this again. Rumble, YouTube, IG, and all other social media and websites that we did not establish run is not considered power. We're here on someone else's stages, environment, house to put out where we got to make a little money. If we were gonna be serious to gaining respectfulness and something that is our own, that we are controlling and funneling where our people from money and other outsiders from money is, you're still dependent. The one thing that if we gotta take out of all this with cancers, you're dependent. And we all know what happens to people that's dependent for a very long time and try to bite the hand that feeds you. It
Yeah.
is death toll. And that's one thing I want people to understand. If you're gonna do this, you better not bite the hand that feeds you. And if you are gonna go and attempt to bite somebody's hand, you better make sure that you have some of your own separate aside this, and you build your own audience transparency without the aid of this outside force or third party. The
Like they
Daily
said,
Wire, that Daily Wire was that party that builds you up. Now that you're separate with the middle followers, I guarantee them followers might watch you, but they're not going to take you seriously because all they do is tell you that you're this type of person, and that will be the end of you. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, closing remarks.
yeah, you said it right there, man. The law 35, the art of timing. You got to know, you got to pick your right moment. And if you don't build your, if you are dependent, you're expendable. And when you become more of a cost than a benefit, they get rid of you. It is what it is. So that's for any black folks. Entertainment, work, whatever you are. You are the dependent, you are expendable. And when it costs more to keep you than the benefits that come from you, you're gone. And they're gonna do whatever they can. And if you really do something that they really don't like, they're gonna make it hard for you to eat because they can. So just food for thought. But anyway, thank you for having me up, Chaos.
All right, thank you, I appreciate it. All right, guys, that's it for today's stream. Like always, looking forward to hearing you in the comment section of this one. Make sure you like this video, and please on the social media links to follow me are the following. You can follow me on Twitter at ChaosRain7. You can add me a friend on Facebook, Eric Rain. Follow me on Rumble, CRain23 on Rumble. Also, join Discord servers of the Chaos Rain Show as well. Make sure you become a member. Oh, and I forgot one thing. You know the deal.
My money. I told you.
Where is my money?
Benny. Bring me everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean everyone?
And always support the channel. Cash App, Chaos 8 Rain, or Super Chat enables always open, like always. And please, guys, make sure leave a comment on this video if you get far to this. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Until next time, let chaos reign.